A new study by the American Council on Exercise has found that Bikram yoga's risks are actually very bad. Yes, there are real dangers of hot yoga. And now we're not so sure if Bikram yoga is good or bad. Thanky, there are some tips you can use to make it healthier. If I told you that there are real dangers of hot yoga, Bikram yoga, how would you feel? Well, sorry, but a new study by the American Council on Exercise has made us question if Bikram yoga is good or bad. Bikram yoga, hot yoga, is one of the most popular 28 types of yoga. It's an intense type of yoga often taught at yoga studios. When we do hot yoga, the yoga studio is heated, typically to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and with humidity of 40%. This is one of the reasons why there are serious risks of Bikram yoga, and this news comes just when we are hearing that there are health dangers of meditation too. Why are there risks from Bikram yoga? At face value, there's little risk in Bikram yoga. After all, the actual physical exercise is fairly traditional. Bikram yoga lasts for 90 minutes and involves 26 asanas. Poses: the 26 Bikram asanas are 1 deep breathing, 2 half moon pose, 3 awkward pose, 4 eagle pose, 5 standing head to knee, 6 standing bow, 7 balancing stick, 8 standing separate leg stretching pose, 9 triangle pose, 10 standing separate head to knee pose, 11 tree pose, 12 toe stand, 13 dead body pose, 14 wind removing pose, 15 sit up, 16 cobra, 17 locust pose, 18 full locust pose, 19 bow pose, 20 fixed firm pose, 21 half tortoise, 22 camel pose, 23 rabbit pose, 24 head to knee pose and stretching pose, 25 spine twisting pose, 26 blowing in firm posture. There is nothing inherently unhealthy about Bikram yoga poses, asanas. At face value, Bikram yoga is good, not bad. But scientists are telling us that there are indeed some Bikram yoga risks you need to be conscious of. It all comes down to your internal body temperature when you practice Bikram yoga. The real danger of hot Bikram yoga, risks to your health. A new study from the American Council on Exercise, 1, has found that hot yoga is dangerous and could potentially lead to death. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse's Department of Exercise and Sports Science had 20 healthy men and women aged 28 to 67 practice hot yoga for 90 minutes. The participants were all practitioners of Bikram yoga, so they knew what they were doing. The Roth Yoga Studio was at a temperature of 105 degrees. The researchers wanted to test the internal temperature of people doing hot yoga. So they had subjects swallow a core body temperature sensor. And they also gave them a heart rate monitor to wear. Every 10 minutes the team of researchers took the heart rate and internal body temperature of the hot yoga practitioners. The results. Turns out hot yoga is bad for you, potentially, and could be fatal. One man's internal temperature rose to above 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And while no one in the group showed any of the symptoms of heat intolerance, their body temperatures were a cause for concern. Those internal body temperatures are one of the main reasons why there are so many Bikram yoga risks. At such an internal heat, a person is susceptible to heat stroke, which can be fatal. So clearly there are real dangers of hot yoga. But we are still not sure if hot yoga is good or bad. Overall, the researchers also discovered that the average heart rate of men in the group hit 80% of the recommended maximum, which is dangerously high, and 73% for women. Now, I know what you're thinking, of course the heart rate rose. They were exercising. If the heart rate didn't rise at all, it would not be exercise. Good point. And the fact of the matter is that raising the heartbeat during exercise strengthens the heart too. But there are safe situations and there are unsafe situations. And the highly raised heartbeat combined with the temperature of the room makes Bikram yoga unsafe. Greater than 28 yoga styles and their benefits. There are both benefits and dangers of hot yoga, Bikram, as well as the danger of Bikram. Researchers did find benefits, and not just that it leaves you feeling positive. Although if you truly want to feel great, try our guide to using yoga to boost positivity. There are potential benefits associated with practicing Bikram yoga, the study authors tell us. However, the potential for heat intolerance among some students, including those who may not yet be acclimatized to the heat, should not be entirely overlooked. The dramatic increases in heart rate and core temperature are alarming when you consider that there is very little movement, says Emily Quant, MS. Therefore, little cardiovascular training going on during class. Quant explains that excessive perspiration is partly a benefit of hot yoga because it causes toxins to be released. However, the sweating in hot yoga doesn't cool down the body enough, which is dangerous. So if you have ever wondered if Bikram yoga is good or bad, it depends on how you practice. When you do Bikram yoga, risks can be avoided. Good news. You can avoid the dangers of hot yoga. You just have to be smart. For starters, drink more water. Stopping yourself from having water achieves absolutely nothing. Nothing is gained from withholding water in any setting, says Dr. Porcari, head of the University of Wisconsin's Clinical Exercise Physiology program. Exercise leaders must actively encourage hydration, particularly when classes take place in extreme environments like those seen in Bikram yoga classes. Watch out for these dangers of hot yoga. Bikram, you should always keep an eye out for the dangers of hot yoga. You will know when hot yoga is unsafe because you will experience symptoms. For instance, if you are feeling chest pain during hot yoga, you must stop immediately. Also stop if you feel lightheaded doing Bikram. Dry mouth should be answered with a drink of water. Your hot yoga teacher should also be keeping an eye out for warning signs and make their hot yoga classes safe. Bikram teachers should recognize that participants' thermoregulatory systems will be challenged in this environment, says Cedric X. Bryant, Ph.D., Chief Science Officer at ACE. It is essential that they are aware of the early warning signs of heat intolerance. Of course,